Hello Australia, right around the country on Foxtel's Aurora and on demand on YouTube. This is The Scene. It's all about great Australian and West Australian music, and we cannot do it without our mates at Atomic and Sound Centre Morley. They have supported us all season. They've done us well, so hopefully you can do the same for them as well. Atomic and Sound Centre Morley, absolute legends. And this show is all about great Australian music, and this is our Season 7 final episode. You can catch up on all of our previous seasons' episodes on this link. You'll see it on your screen right now. It is The Scene Music TV. But October 24, put it in your diary. It is our end-of-season concert on this stage behind me. Three of Perth's best bands. We're talking Claudia Tripp, Mitchell Martin and Ashes of Autumn. It's just $20 to get inside. Tickets available right now through TazTix. We'd love to see you there, 4 till 7 on October 24. It's going to be the greatest Sunday session you're ever going to have. We'd love to see you there. Grab tickets now at The Scene Music TV. But it's our final episode for Season 7. Tonight, he's taken home 12 WAM Awards. It is the incredibly talented Timothy Nelson in the studio. Let's give it up for Endorphins live on The Scene.
This is The Scene. Lying on the couch, you watch the blinds flap in and out, almost in time with the drilling outside. When Monday morning came, it brought the whole brigade to say the weekend flogged you in a landslide. And you're only under 30 still. Oh, you must be spoiled for choice with all this time to kill. Heather pays the bills while you write your odysseys. Such a talented young man. And everybody's rooting for you, Colin. You're the modern day Chopin. And who are we to tell you? Who are we to say? You're letting down the team again and again. Well, everybody's rooting for you, Colin. Everybody wants you to succeed, but you put down anyone who's on the same path that you're on. You were rude to my girlfriend when she didn't love your song, and it's never any fault of your own. It's those mugs who run the radio. They wouldn't know a decent melody if they heard one. Slumped over your desk, you let the laptop warm your head rather than put on your coat. You forgot to eat again. It's no wonder you're struggling to write a single note. Oh, everybody's rooting for you, Colin. Rooting for you, 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 rooting for you. This is The Scene. This is The Scene.
Welcome back to The Scene, right around Australia on Foxtel's Aurora and on demand on YouTube. This is The Scene. Of course, you can find us at The Scene Music TV. Endorphins on the stage just a few moments ago. Guys, you sounded so amazing, man. Timothy Nelson in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Oh, they just keep coming, mate. These applause keep coming, keep coming.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure on the season 7 finale as well.
Very cool, this little thing you got going on here.
You like it?
I do.
Brilliant, fantastic. I mentioned at the beginning 12 Wham Awards that you've taken home. I mean, that's going to take up quite a lot of wall space at your place, including Song of the Year, Album of the Year, Best Male Vocalist, and Best Pop Act. I mean, that's you've accumulated quite a few.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, that is true. I have been awarded many times.
I wanted you to verify the number, so tick, we've moved on to the next question.
I think it's actually more.
Is it really?
Yeah, as of the other day.
Well, that's what your bio said.
I don't update my bio very often.
Yeah, right.
And
okay.
in the meantime, just the awards just keep coming.
Well, I mean, when they keep flying in, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah.
But do you store them some? Because they all come in like a lovely framed
Yeah, my
poster.
mum's got them.
Does she?
Yeah.
Whereabouts, Mum?
It's somewhere on a wall.
Yeah, right.
You know.
I mean, I know you obviously don't, write songs for awards, but it must be nice to kind of get that recognition from the industry.
Well, the recent one felt really good because it was a massive surprise. I didn't think I was going to get anything that night, just because it felt like there was maybe a period where they were all kind of happening in a small amount of time, and it sort of lined up with where the band was going. Well, there's a bit of because there's a bit of the hype popularity contest thing. So the ones for Biding Time the other night just sort of came out of nowhere because I didn't think I was going to get a look in at all.
And for those that we're talking about, the Biding Time winning grand prize runner-up and winner of the best folk song from the Wham Awards just a few weeks ago, in fact. And it's to take out the category and get runner-up as well for the whole year. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
It was cool, and I was so stoked for Siobhan Cochin, who took out the main prize.
Absolutely. And it's really interesting as well, that you took home. So that's a folk, category. What you're playing tonight is not folk, and previous incarnations of bands that you've been in have been different styles as well. Do you purposefully write in different styles, or do you go, I feel like I'm going to write a folk song, or I feel like I'm going to do this, or you just write?
Well, I mean, they all either start either on a piano or with a guitar, and that sort of dictates where they end up. But I also write a lot in the box, as they say, using a recording program. So I'll start with drums or some other weird sounds, and sometimes they go in a folk direction, sometimes they go in a more pop direction. I feel like lately I've been able to try and define the two things I do as kind of folk rock, the singer-songwriter thing, and then this more production-heavy pop side of things. But I don't know if I could realistically define it in even just two categories. I think I just like too many kinds of songs.
Yeah.
And when I hear a song that I don't know how the inner workings of it exactly are, I feel like I need to write a song like that.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I had to play a Shaka Khan song for Photo the other day, and I'd never heard it before. But the first thing when I started learning the parts on the keyboard, I thought, man, I need to try and write a song like that.
Yeah.
Because it kind of confused me, and I don't like being confused.
But also that leads to a world of discovery, which is obviously what you're doing as well.
Yeah.
That kind of playing in different genres, does that come from having a really eclectic listening environment at home, music-wise, kind of growing up, like having a few different interests?
Yeah, I think growing up, my dad is a jazz musician. Grew up around a lot of jazz and classical music. Then mum is also a musician as well. Raised me pretty much on the Beatles and Deep Purple, and I think I flocked more to that. And she wrote her own songs too. Dad did his own concertos, but Mum wrote her own kind of songs. That was my first experience of someone actually writing a song, and that made me kind of want to write songs.
Yeah, right.
But I think the complexity of one, and then the melodic sensibility of the other side of things sort of collided a bit.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a while now. I get kind of inspired by all kinds of different things. Again, it's usually either confusion or jealousy in other people's work.
Yeah. But so when you hear a song that, you go, oh, that sounds interesting, you take it, you really kind of analyse it, like structures-wise, chord extensions, that kind of thing. Do you go to that level of it, or how do you investigate them?
I just want to figure out how they did that thing and how I could do something like it in one of my songs, even if it's just the way one chord goes to another. But weirdly, the music I like listening to is actually not that challenging. and I listen to like the same stuff just
Sure.
out of comfort.
But you listen to songs for different reasons, right?
Yeah. I could listen to the Stone Roses and Oasis till I'm dead.
Yeah.
You know, and the music doesn't necessarily challenge me. I just like the spirit of it and the feeling of it.
Absolutely.
You know.
What about songwriters? Because, you know, you can hear so many different influences in the way that you write, a lot of that ELO stuff. But even, you know, in the Endorphin stuff that you're doing, there's some Stevie Wonder kind of vibe. There's like MGMT, some presets. I'm hearing a lot of different things kind of going on in there. Are there particular songwriters that you really, really enjoy?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Lennon McCartney, Brian Wilson, well, all three Gibb brothers, but mainly Barry Gibb, the Bee Gees, Jeff Lynne, and Noel Gallagher, and James Mercer from the Shins, Jeff Tweedy from Wilco.
Yeah.
Over Elliott Smith. Over the years, many different songwriters have kind of done deep dives with and just really related to, I guess, how they see the world. I think that's what you relate to first, right? It's like their perspective on the world. Mm-hmm. And there's, because like when everyone picks who their favourite Beatle is, it tends to be more about which personality matches up with yours.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Let's go through every single person. Favourite Beatle. If you could work with one songwriter, alive or dead, who would it be?
That's a hard one because
I know, sorry about that.
Only because the awkwardness of writing with another person has to be taken into account here.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it from that perspective.
And then I feel like I want to be a bit of a nerd and think about who I would want to write with that I know for a fact has written with other people and it's gone well.
Okay, so you've taken this to a much deeper level.
Yes, yeah.
And then you've got to think about what it's like to be in a room with them. Are they going to smell? Are they going to be like a nice person? Do they make good coffee?
All those things.
All these things.
So I think just for the experience of it would be either Barry Gibb or Jeff Lynne, just because they're both incredible songwriters, but some of their best work has been their collaborative work. Mm-hmm. I feel like I swim in similar waters in terms of chords and melodies.
Yep.
But they'll do something with that will just maybe go, how'd you do that? And I have so many questions for them.
I think that's the thing. It's the inquisitive nature of like sitting in a room with Barry Gibb would be an incredible experience.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, you know, you look at some of the songs that the Bee Gees wrote and like How Deep Is Your Love, you go, wow, they're so complicated. There's so many things going on. But then words
it's
is
incredible.
so basic. But it's like, how do they find those little melodies in the simplicity?
Well, I mean, they talk about in their documentaries how they do it, and there's I think it's How Deep Is Your Love that he wrote with their touring piano player.
Yeah.
Could be get that wrong.
Yeah, I think that
and
is
they were
right.
in that chateau that Elton John did that, the Chateau record in France. And you can hear the recordings of the guys just playing the keys and Barry's just walking around, and you can hear them kind of almost getting what you know as a song, and he's just humming fake words.
Yeah.
Getting the sounds out, and when I hear stuff like that, and it's kind of validating, because like, that's how I do it.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's kind of I think when you see a little bit of yourself represented in people who've done well, that inspires you to do it.
Absolutely, and plus, you know, you got the high voice, you got the big hair, you got the beard going on, so there's a lot of Barry Gibb elements.
Working on the gut as well.
No, that's a good answer. That's the most in-depth answer we've had ever to that question, so I really enjoyed that one. You've written as Timothy Nelson and a bunch of other projects, but why the need for the name change? Is it kind of give you like an alter ego where you can just do something completely different, removed from you yourself before?
Yeah, I think I felt like the solo, the stuff under my name, was comfortably in a folky singer-songwriter guy with a guitar, 3 chords and the truth, or 17 chords and the truth.
Yeah.
In my case, and then I had hard drives building for years of all this more heavy pop production stuff, and really know where to put it that made sense. It's actually when I got together with Draft and we did a song together, which sort of took a piece of a song he hadn't finished yet and a song from the pile of what became Endorphins that I hadn't finished yet, and we put those together, and he suggested going under a pseudonym for the feature,
right?
Because it was so different to all my solo stuff. And then I thought of Endorphins, and then that kind of made me think I could do this as a side project.
Right. Okay.
And so I've just kind of been juggling the two. Although lately I've been focusing on this stuff a bit more, just because it's like a new challenge, you know.
Absolutely, definitely. I read, and this is really quite exciting, that New York-based label Underwater Peoples. So have they signed you for the upcoming release? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. They've signed me for an EP and a couple of one-off singles.
Right. How did that come about?
It was a song that kind of got added to a playlist and then ended up in their ears, and they hit me up out of the blue during COVID, and I guess the world got smaller for a bit there, so everyone was glued to their computer screens, and they hit me up. What did it for me was they used to work with a band called Real Estate, who I'm big fans of. It's an indie band from 15, 20 years ago in New York, and they kind of launched that band, came up together, and it's two guys. It's a little project of love for them.
That's great.
And they're all about the music first and everything else second.
And so they're doing this current release, which is Antidote, right?
Yeah, so the two Finn singles that have come out and this EP, Antidote, that is out now, as of whenever this goes to air. Yes, that's through them.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny, last Sunday I was driving around. It was a nice day in Perth. The sun visor was open and I was playing the Endorphin stuff. And it just had this lovely Sunday kind of afternoon vibe to it. It worked really well. And then, in fact, I think Courtney said, you said at a gig we did on Friday night that you turned on Rage, and the your video clip was playing on Rage.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, which is great. And that you spent a lot of time making these video clips because they look brilliant.
Yeah, well, working with the people that made them, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that's a whole other avenue of creativity, right?
It is, yeah. And I think having a different name on it that's not my personal name makes me feel a bit more excited about maybe the more exploitative side of things. Like doing videos or like T-shirts and things like all this stuff that you're supposed to do as a band. I find with my solo stuff, I kind of just do the music and then it feels so personal that I maybe don't promote it as much as I should.
No, that's a fair assessment. The fact you can separate it and go, well, that's not me. That's Endorphins.
And weirdly enough, I actually find myself kind of Trojan horsing some of the most personal lyrics in this Endorphin stuff.
Right.
Only because I kind of know it's sitting behind what's meant to be a really fun pop song.
Yeah.
It's not, this bleeding heart in the corner with a guitar kind of thing.
Well, I tell you, we can't wait for you to get back up and do one more song. It's the way we're going to finish our 7th season of The Scene, which will return in 2022. I know you're about to ask me that. When's it coming back, Blake? Well, it's coming back early January of 2022, Timothy Nelson.
I had wondered.
I knew you because I wrote it that Tim's going to ask me a question, see what it is. But Antidote is the EP. It is out right now. Where can we get it? What's the best place to stream it? Buy it?
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all the internet things.
And to find you online, what is the handle?
Instagram is @indoor_fins.
Don't tell me they're all different because every week this happens every week.
Well, no, because some knobhead took Endorphins on Instagram, so I had to put the underscore in it. But then on Twitter, I think it's just Endorphins.
Okay. All right. We'll find them. We'll put them on TV right now. Please give it up in the studio for Timothy Nelson, Endorphins. This is season 7 of The Scene. We're going to take a really short break around the country on Foxtel. When we return, Endorphins live with Antidote right here on The Scene. Catch you in a moment.
This is the scene. This is the scene. The road telling me how to feel whenever you're concerned. 18 years, nothing's changed, my dear, ever since you returned. What could you want with me this time? I already gave every ounce of love I had to give. I tried to run away, but I keep looking for signs, crawling back for more. Holding your feet to the fire, girl, it's madness, and I'm asking for an antidote. Caught up in my worst desire, girl, it's madness, and I'm asking for an antidote. way back in the day, I was a younger man, careless and selfish and vain. You made a fool out of me every time, still I kept calling your name. Someone hit the lights, for they flicker and they wane. I tried my best to fight the urge to speak my mind and sound insane. I cannot read the signs, and I've tried to run away, but you're always on my mind. Holding your feet to the fire, girl, it's madness, and I'm asking for an antidote. Caught up in my worst desire, girl, it's madness, and I'm asking for an antidote. Holding your feet to the fire, girl, it's madness, and I'm asking for an antidote. Caught up in my worst desire, girl, it's madness, and I'm asking for an antidote. It's madness, and I'm asking for an antidote.
Endorphins on the scene. Man, so good, so good. That is how we wrap up season 7 of The Scene. It's all about great Australian and West Australian music. We can't do it without our mates at Atomic and Sound Centre. Melissa, a massive thank you to those guys. We love Australian music. We hope you do as well. We'll catch you back right here on The Scene in January 2022. See you then. I'm Blake Williams. Catch you later.
Holding your feet to the fire, girl, it's madness, and I'm asking for an antidote. Caught up in my worst desire, girl, it's madness, and I'm asking for an